Hey besties, it's Nat back again with another spooky, scary, happy home paradise build for you all in this fabulous month of October. Today, we are building a wizarding watchtower for my bestie Rodeo. I decided to call it a witch's house in the title because I just think that witches are cooler than wizards. That's just my personal opinion. But love Rodeo, big fan. I became a bigger and bigger fan of him as this build was going along on stream, and everyone in chat was a big fan of him as well. I've been doing live streams of these spooky builds every Wednesday, so there's going to be one right after this video goes up if you're watching it the day that it goes up at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, make sure to come check that out for some spooky, scary vibes. But yeah, like I said, huge fan of Rodeo, huge fan of this build. Oh my god, I feel like with each and every Halloween build that I've done this year on the channel, they have been slaying more and more as we go along. Each successive slay has grown exponentially, you could say. And this build, like I said, was no different. He like I said, he wanted a wizarding watchtower, so I thought, okay, that vibe, that totally works. It's mysterious, it's scary. He has a dragon. Like this is a spooky, scary witch's house. Okay, this is more horror movie witch, like doing dark spells, dark magic, than a more friendlier, cutesy witch vibe, which was really fun to experiment with. Once again, I've been enjoying. I feel like I'm really going out of my comfort zone, and as you can see right now, we're building the outside of the castle, and this was one of my favorite parts of the build because I got to use the castle wall object more than I've ever used it before, and it was very, very fun. And when I saw Rodeo on my Happy Home Paradise beach and he gave me this prompt, I specifically picked this plot of land for him because of the elevation. I wanted it to go up multiple levels to feel more like a castle. And I was so excited to use this color swatch of the castle wall and the other castle objects in particular because I thought that it matched the theme really well of like this is a castle where an evil witch would live. I'd very much this isn't this is nothing to do with the video at all, but it reminded me of that part in the Green Knight, the movie version where he goes to the castle and he hangs out with that guy. That was a good movie. Love Dev Patel. Love a little Dev Patel. Anyways, I don't know what's gotten into me while I'm doing this recording. I'm just in a mood today. I don't know what it is. But we're also using all of the broken down stone, like archway and pillars and stuff that we used in the previous spooky scary build of the alien lab, which was also very fun and I love, and you should check it out. Put in the card. I will say that build was definitely much more aesthetically in my comfort zone than this build was. Like I said, I wanted to use the castle walls. Like I set out to do that when I was building this, but the aesthetic of sci-fi and alien stuff is way more in like my niche of things that I like as opposed to fantasy. So that, this was challenging for me in a different and new way, which I don't know, I love that for me. I love to I love a little challenge, and I love getting to use, once again, the Godzilla as like a dragon. I do love Godzilla. I will say I do love Godzilla movies. I do love Godzilla, and I'm glad I got to use him in this build. But we can't get started talking about Godzilla because I'll talk about him forever. So we'll try to focus on Rodeo. We'll try to focus on this build, and we'll talk about other things later. I think I'm about to throw down some fencing. We ended up going with like this wooden, like spiky fence that I've never used before. That was very exciting. It was very much giving like, go away, don't come near this castle. It kind of reminded me of Princess Mononoke and like the idea of like a walled in city in the middle of nature. And then we also threw in a bunch of overgrown weeds, not the weed fields, but the actual weeds, because of course, once again, in Happy Home Paradise, you can control the weed growth, which is my dream for my real island, but we don't live in that world, unfortunately. At least they still let us stunt trees and do the tree glitch. I do appreciate them for not patching that out. I hope they won't. They don't seem to be messing with the game anymore, so fingers crossed they don't do that. But yeah, that's pretty much the outside in a nutshell. Is like a fortress. I guess that's a good word for it. And then we're gonna get to the inside, and you're gonna see we're gonna do downstairs and an upstairs. This has 2 rooms. This is a big build. And the downstairs is really, really fun, super duper like classic witchy vibes. That is once again a little bit out of my comfort zone, but a lot of fun. And I got to use a bunch of objects I don't normally use, and then also a bunch of objects that I do normally use, because I had to use a lot of plants. Okay, that's witchy vibes. And then the upstairs is very fun. I'm very excited. The upstairs, I knew what I wanted to do for the upstairs from jump, and I went up and I was like, y'all have to see this on the stream. It was a lot of fun. Ooh, speaking of fun streams, I have two things to talk about. One is that this past weekend I did a subscriber Happy Home Paradise build tour stream where I looked at your spooky scary Happy Home Paradise builds, and I was so impressed, not just with like the quality of the builds, but also how creative everybody was. Like, people weren't, you know, people would take the prompt that a villager gave them and then come up with something spooky scary that was like, that fit their prompt, but was like still completely like out of nowhere, like out of left field. And then some people, they would make up their own prompts, but they would be like it's just so creative and like not what you would think of as like a scary build, but it totally worked. And I was just obsessed. That build stream was so fun. I did one for my birthday this past February, and then this is my second one I've ever done. I want to do another one because I love seeing what you guys come up with, and that's going to become a video soon later on the channel, so be on the lookout for that. You could subscribe and hit the bell if you wanted to be notified when that video goes up, or any video, to be honest. If I'm working on my current island, which is like a New England, like Cape Cod, like coastal Maine type theme, or if you want to be in the know about my new island from when I get my second Switch to get a new island, that's exciting as well. Be on the lookout for that. That's coming very soon, and I'm very excited to get my hands on that and to reveal the theme to all of you, which I'm very excited about. Speaking of excitement and streams, they just did the Sims Summit stream. For those of you who don't know, I am a simmer. I do love the Sims series. I've been playing the game since I was like maybe 6 years old. I've played all of them. I've played all the mainline games. I've played the My Sims games. I've played Sims City. I've played Sims Medieval. I've played Sims 2 Castaway for the Wii, okay? I'm a serious fan. But they just had the Sims Summit event, and they revealed some very interesting things. For those of you who don't know, I have a Sims series on the channel, which I talked about a lot in my previous video, but I'll leave a link to the playlist with that. Oh, we're inside. We're inside. Look at that. Well, that was the outside. I think we come back outside and edit a couple of things later on. I added like that mirror that looks like a castle wall type thing to the top of the pillars. It looks very good. You'll see later. But right now we're experimenting. This wallpaper and flooring comes back in a big way, but not down here. It comes back upstairs. But we're actually going to go upstairs and place it down right now so I don't forget about it. But I was in the middle of a sentence and I cut myself off. I am the only one interrupting me. Normally there's like a helicopter circling or like somebody honking at me. This time it was me. I am the problem. And that is a recurring thing in these videos of me interrupting myself. As I was saying, I have a Sims series on the channel. I turned all of my Animal Crossing villagers on my island into Sims and threw them in Windenburg, and it's a mess and it's great, and you can check that out in the card. But the Sims Summit, several very exciting pieces of news. The biggest one being that they're finally updating babies. Now, this did put the fear of God into me, because right now offline I'm playing the 100 baby challenge, and I don't want any more life stages that I actually have to take care of. I have a system, okay? I wish I didn't have to take care of the toddlers, but I do, and they're in their own room, okay? And then the babies are in the room with the butler, and the butler takes care of the babies. I don't talk to the babies. I don't interact with the babies. Now, this coming January, I have to be done with the challenge by then, because I don't want to have to deal with infants. They're calling them infants now, and they're crawling around on the floor, and they're moving, and you can put them in a little backpack. I don't want to deal with all that, so I have to finish the 100 baby challenge before that update comes out next year. But it will be cute for the Let's Play, though. I will admit that having actual infants that you can actually interact with who aren't objects will be very cute for the Let's Play. So I'm excited for that purpose, and also for every other gameplay that isn't the 100 baby challenge. Other big news, they're releasing 2 new expansion packs. Once again, they did not say almost anything about them, but they teased it will probably be like a generation style pack, which is very exciting. Obviously, they keep making packs that are like kind of like generations, like the high school years pack and the parenthood pack and all of those things. But it seems like they're doing like a proper generation style pack now. And bikes for children. Children can ride bikes now. Fun fact, in the Sims 4 universe, children can't ride bikes, but soon they can, so good for them. And of course, the thing that I'm sure most people are thinking about is they did reveal that they're officially working on The Sims 5, which they have a code name for, like they do with every project. And they showed us a little bit of build mode and how you can like build stuff with your friends. And I mean, it seems cool, I guess. I mean, it's not coming out for many years, so I don't really feel like I can make a judgment on how it's going to be, because it's not coming out for like 3 or 4 years at least. So, you know, that's cool, I guess, that they showed us that. I was mostly focused on like the little tidbits about the new Sims 4 gameplay, the stuff that's coming very soon. And we're getting 2 expansion packs next year, because recently, because of the Panettone, the global Panettone, we've only had 1 per year, but now we're going back to 2, so that's exciting. But yeah, that was my Sim Summit coverage. More news at 11. We're in the middle of Rodeo's living room. I was just pulling out objects. Oh, this is when my power went out. This is around the time when my power went out. Besties, okay. I was gonna apologize for this earlier, because I meant to say at the beginning of the video, I'm sorry that the quality of the first half of the video is probably going to be a little worse than the second half, but that is because I had to download the VOD from YouTube because my power went out in the middle of the stream, because of course it did. I can't remember whether or not it was the weather. It might have been raining on that day, but I don't think it was like a strong rainstorm. I think it was like a little drizzle. The power in my new building is just something about this neighborhood. It's just kind of sketchy, and it just goes out sometimes, and it just happened to go out during a stream, and it was very exciting. Not for me though, but I mean, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it does not go out again today. And I'll see you all there for it to not do that. Speaking of the Atlanta weather though, for like a couple of days, it's been like frigid cold outside. And by frigid, I mean it's been like 50 degrees. But okay, I mentioned before how I'm doing a New England theme island. And that is because I grew up in New England. But that does not mean that I like the cold, okay? That does not mean that I approve of the cold. I have experienced it, I have lived it, I have been snowed into my house, and they have canceled school, and sometimes they just delay school and they expect you to dig yourself out. I know what that's like, okay? I understand that lifestyle. That doesn't mean I have to enjoy it, and then I moved to Atlanta, and it still gets cold in the middle of October. Absolutely not. I'm gonna need some more 65-degree days, okay? Some 70-degree days, all right? I don't need it to be 90. But I don't need it to be 50. And also I need to turn off my central air when I record these. And it was fine when it was hot. You know, it sucked being sweaty, but it was fine when it was hot. But when it's cold, absolutely not. No, I can't deal with it. So I'm going to need the weather to pick it back up again. Okay. I'm not ready for winter yet. Back to the build for 2 seconds instead of talking about the weather. What kind of, speaking of news at 11, geez. But the different areas of his house are starting to come together. As you can see, if we view the house from the door, you can see the back wall with the books. I was very excited to use that wallpaper. It is so perfect for a witch's house. But then the back right corner is like the plant corner with a little bit of music going on as well. And then in the back left corner, we're going to put like a little office space. And then the front right is going to be the fireplace and like the entrance, and then the front left is going to be his potions corner. So we have sort of 4 corners of the space, and then in his office he also has a little stargazing area. But you know, this is his watchtower. He's watching, he's looking at you. What are you going to do about it? But yeah, that is the basic plan for the downstairs part of Rodeo's house, which is like his actual like living witches area. And I'm very excited. I got to use a lot of objects that I don't normally use. I got to use that sword, which is fun. Like the sword is, yeah, that's a fun object. Same with the cauldron, both 2.0 objects that I haven't touched because that's not my theme, but they're very cool and I like them a lot. I especially like the cauldron, you get to touch it. I love all of those like glow moss objects where you touch them and it like poof, and it's, I don't know, I think that's fun. And I also get to use the fortune teller's sort of set that you always get in those balloons. Every day I knock down 30 balloons and half of them are fortune teller sets. Like, I'm not, what do you think this is? It's not useful to me. Just give me money. But yeah, that is the basic plan for his house. Those are some of the objects I got to use. I also used this antique radio, which was fun. The music that Rodeo asks for, like his favorite song, is like a pirate song, which is funny to me. But obviously with a radio, it just plays whatever music it happens to play. But I thought that was just a fun fact that he likes pirate music. Do you enjoy pirate music? I'm curious. Let me know. I did learn on stream. When I opened the stream, I did not know there were so many rodeo fans. There were a lot of rodeo fans in chat. I was not expecting that. Not that I don't think rodeo is worthy of fans. I just did not know. I was unaware of the fan base around this man. And I'm glad, you know, he deserves. This is by no means a Hans situation, okay? I would never build a Happy Home Paradise house for that man. If he showed up on my beach, I do not see it. I do not perceive it. If you saw my last video, you'll know, not a fan of that man, not a fan of that man. Is there any villager? Here's a better question. Is there any villager that you just do not like? Y'all know the villagers I don't like, okay? Some of you know a little too much, because one of those builds on the Happy Home Paradise tour stream that I did this weekend, somebody built a witch's house for Goldie and Daisy, who are my sworn enemies, and they knew when they were building that. It was a beautiful build. It was a beautiful build, but they knew, okay? Trying to scare me in a completely different way, okay? I'm not trying to see Goldie or Daisy or Hans, okay? Let me know if there's a villager that just makes your blood boil, especially if it's one that people would not expect, okay? A lot of people love Goldie, a lot of people love Daisy. I have beef with both of them for different reasons. I actually used to really like Daisy as sort of like a reverse Goldie, if you will. Like, she was like Goldie but good, and then I found out that that was not true, and then I cannot trust any of these blonde dog villagers. Absolutely not, except for Benjamin. Though that makes me think that if I ever had Benjamin on my island, that he would also betray me, so maybe I should not speak so easily about that when I do not know from personal experience. But yeah, let me know if you have any beefs with any of your villagers. I'm nosy. I read the comments. I read them. Ooh, I had a painting up a minute ago that was like a castle on an island that I really wanted to include because I thought that it looked so perfect and it reminded me of the outside of this build, but I think I ended up not including it, and I put the Da Vinci instead. I had a really embarrassing art history moment on the last stream that I don't want to get into here, but let's just say that I assumed that a painting was from one place and from one time, when it was in fact from a completely different place and completely different time, which would be fine if I had not literally gone to that place and seen it in person. That was the embarrassing part. Let's just put it at that. But yeah, I was figuring out the wall decorations. You know, I wanted to have the candles. Candles are another thing that I get in balloons all the time, and I do not know why, but I don't know, these balloons full of candles. That doesn't seem very safe. That does not seem safe at all. We also put in the astrology poster and the cuckoo clock and just, you know, some other like witchy items, witchy objects. I ended up also having like a bit of a purple motif in this build, which I normally don't have. But the fortune telling set actually inspired a lot of that. And we ended up going with like a purple light in the room, which once again, I don't normally do. Normally I go for like an orange or just like a plain white light, but this time we went purple and it was really fun and I enjoyed it. Same with, you gotta remember to change the lights, add the sounds, and shine your objects, besties. Those are important. You gotta remember to do that. I've honestly been on a bit of an interiors kick lately. I recently did a build for my sunroom in my own house in my game, and obviously I've been doing these Happy Home Paradise builds, but I've been trying to figure out how to get my bedroom right. Like I've been working on it in the Room Sketch app. Spoiler alert for future builds coming out very soon. I've been trying to get my bedroom right in the Room Sketch app, and it's just something about it. It's just not working for me, and I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's my bedroom, so I'm like extra particular about how I want it to be, but I'm torn between like wanting it to be like my bedroom, like a representation of me because it's supposed to be my house, and it like fitting my theme, if that makes sense. Like, not that I like my theme doesn't represent me, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm like, oh, you know, the 6 monitor gamer setup doesn't exactly fit with like cute little New England cottage theme, so it's like that's why I'm a little torn, I guess, but it'll come together. I believe in the process. I love the Room Sketch app. I love messing around in it. This was another object, this experiments thing that fit the purple vibes really well, and someone from chat recommended that, so shout out to you, a person in chat who was like, you should use that in the house. And it was cool putting it on top of the fireplace. I don't know, I wouldn't have thought of that, and someone in chat helped me out, so thank you for that. That is one of the things that I love about doing these builds on stream with all of you is, one, because I can sit and interact with chat, and it's sort of like, you know, we're all hanging out together, and some people are playing the game too, and we're like playing along with each other. But also because a lot of these builds, especially in this series, the Halloween video series, have been really different from what I normally do. So it's been nice to have suggestions from people who have tried this theme out before, who maybe have used objects before that I haven't had a chance to use, and so they would sort of know like, oh, you could try this or you could try that. And it's been super duper helpful, and so thanks for that. Appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. Hope to see you again today. You know, I think it's about time we had the mid-video check-in. So how are you all doing? How's your day going? Hope you're having a great day. Check in with yourself. Give yourself permission to relax. Take a deep breath. Have something to drink. Grab yourself some water or some tea. Something to hydrate you. And last time I asked what's going on in your Animal Crossing game. So this time I'm going to ask, what other games have you been playing right now if you're not playing Animal Crossing? Which I know a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are burnt out on Animal Crossing, which is totally valid because Nintendo stopped doing updates, and you know, you're either into it or you're not, and that's totally okay if you're not. So what other games are you playing right now? Like I said before, I have been loving The Sims 4 recently. I've been really enjoying my 100 baby challenge, and I am glad that I got back into it right before this update news dropped, because now I know exactly how much time I have to finish the challenge before the baby update drops, and it becomes 100 times harder than it already is. Ooh, here I was putting some custom designs down on the ground to sort of fill in the space. I've done this before in plenty of builds, but it didn't occur to me to use the leaves as designs inside of a house, so like my big mind when I did that. But yeah, that's a quick build interjection. We are still doing a speed build. But yeah, how's your other gaming life going? I've been enjoying The Sims 4, I've been doing some 100 baby challenge, been doing a little bit of building. I've been enjoying Splatoon, I've been playing that a lot with my friends. I am not good at Salmon Run, but I'm getting better. And I have just enough friends that we can all play it at once, and it is very fun to play together. I know that the Coral Island demo just came out, or it's in early access on Steam right now, and I've been seeing a lot of people playing that, having a lot of fun. So if you've checked out Coral Island and you've enjoyed it, let me know. I'm so excited for that game. I remember when the first announcement came out, and I haven't downloaded it yet because I have to buy a new Switch soon, so I haven't really been downloading much of anything. But I'm very excited to try it out, and let me know if you have been enjoying the demo. It looks like a lot of fun. I love that it's an Indonesian farming sim, and that it incorporates so much of like the culture into the game. I think that's super duper cool, and it's cool to see a farming sim that's not in the same setting that it's always been in for like 20 years. That's very exciting, and I'm very excited to check the game out. So yeah, let me know if you've tried that out, or if you've tried out any other fun game that you have played recently. Let me know. I'm curious and jealous. I'm very jealous that you get to play new fun game or a different game, and I am not. I would also really love to find my GameCube memory card, because then I could play a different game. I would love to play Harvest Moon again. I would love to play Pikmin 2 again. You know what? That reminds me. People are talking about Pikmin 4. And I understand why, because obviously that game is coming out later next year. It's coming out in March of next year, which is a ways away. It's coming out before Zelda though. So think about that. You know, people aren't talking about Pikmin 4, and I think that they should, because I'm very excited. People should be excited. Pikmin is good. I love Pikmin. Yeah, that's gaming news. What do we have? Welcome to the news. Okay, we had Sims news. That's also gaming news. We had the weather, and then we had more gaming news. Pikmin 4 is coming out. In case you didn't know, it is. This is where you should come for all of your gaming needs. All those magazines and articles and everything, no, come to me. I'll tell you probably the news, maybe. I don't know. Find out. What has this voiceover become? We've been in this room for so long, but it's a cute room. Like, this was a sleigh. I love this. We're coming towards the end of the downstairs right now. We're gonna come back, I think, and shine everything and change the lighting. But like, look at this. Like, this is a bit of a sleigh, I think, personally. I love the corner with all of like the kettle bathtub and the cauldron, and like he's mixing potions and things, and then he has his fireplace and his plants and his office. You know, he has a lot going on, and I love it. I love every bit of it. And oh yeah, we did change the lighting, and I think we either changed it to forest or to the creaking sound. One of those two. I think we changed it to forest though. but I'm not sure. Yeah, we changed it to forest. That is one of those things that I love letting chat decide when I build stuff on streams. Like I'll put up a little poll like, hey, which one should I do? And obviously, you know, I get the final choice because it's my build, but you know, I like a little input sometimes if I don't know what to do. Unless, of course, we're doing a chat decides my build stream in which you pay me to add things to my build that I most of the time did not want or ask for. Those are always fun, and I'm probably going to do one soon. So if you missed the last big sort of event stream, I guess, which was the tour this weekend, be on the lookout for that, because that's probably going to come quite soon. I have a lot of big ideas of things that I want to do for like videos and streams and stuff, and I just have to like pace myself. Because I know like I get tired and exhausted very easily, so it's like, okay, just you did the tours, now you can do the next thing, and then you can do the next thing. So I'm just trying to pace myself. I will say, I did not need any advice to know what to do upstairs. I knew. I was like, okay, besties, upstairs is going to be a gyroid summoning circle. What are they summoning? Are they bringing someone back to life? What are they up to? What are they doing? You don't know. I don't even know if Rodeo knows. Maybe he doesn't, but I knew that's what I wanted for the space to be, and it turned out really, really cute and really, really funny. I love a little comedy build, you know. I love a little laugh, a little joke. Getting them positioned in the circle was actually quite difficult because obviously it's a circle, so I'd want them to all be facing sort of into the circle, but then, you know, they can only face in 4 directions. They can't go on diagonals. And then also I kind of wanted some of them to be facing front. So you see them when you come up the stairs, but that was the big struggle, making sure they were all equidistant to each other on the circle, and also that they were the right color and they were the right height, so there wasn't like a tall gyroid in the way of a short gyroid. All of that was kind of hard, but once we figured it out, it was very funny, and also the sounds they make are very scary. They're very creepy. It's a fun place to hang out, and you can visit it right now. I put my Happy Home Paradise creator code in the description. You can visit this build, and I think that my other 2 Halloween builds are still up. I have a ton of other builds up there too if you want to check them out. But yeah, you can come visit. You can come take pictures in what will soon be dubbed the Shinji chair. I was trying to fill out the room, and I wanted, like I said, I've always said this, I do not like symmetry, and I had something like a radio in the bottom right hand corner, so I wanted to put something in the top left hand corner to balance it out, but I wanted it to be different. And we ended up putting a folding chair because we thought that was funny. It was sort of like an attic or like a like a rec room where they just had a folding chair in storage or whatever. But then someone was like, put the chair in the middle of the summoning circle instead of the bones, and then it became like Shinji's chair from Evangelion where he's crying. So that happens later on in the build. We have the Shinji chair, and you can sit in it and take a picture, and I would love to see that. Also, this flooring and wallpaper, when the lights go off, absolutely love. I'm obsessed. I had so much fun taking pictures of that. I'm so glad that I got to use this flooring and wall in this build. I was very dead set on using it in the same way that I wanted to use the library wall downstairs. I was like, oh, upstairs it's going to be a little different. I do wish that Happy Home Paradise let us do basements, because I think that this would work better as a basement, and I could have the other room, the watchtower, be upstairs. That makes more sense to me in my mind, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going on with Nintendo. Maybe they know better than me about attics and basements, but whatever. This room still turned out great, and we put the Happy Home Paradise staff photo on the wall, and my first thought was that it would be similar to like Ica Village, where they had those photos on like the back wall when you come into a room. So like you turn around and you see like big scary eyes watching you. So it was like Lottie and all the others were like looking down at you while you were in the summoning circle. But then someone was like, oh, it's a Happy Home Paradise approved build, and I was like, that's also very funny. Oh yeah, we hire us. We did this. This is our work. Do you like it? So yeah, hire me for all of your interior decorating needs. This is the work that I'm able to produce. I hope you're impressed. So that was really fun. Once again, love a little comedy room. We experimented with a lot of things. I don't have enough cool custom designs to make scary builds. A lot of the cool builds that I saw this past weekend doing the tours were people who had like lots of like blood and other like scary, gory custom designs that were really fun in their builds, but I don't have room in my custom designs to be adding those in, so I unfortunately didn't get to have stuff like that. But I would have liked to if we had more custom design slots, which I don't think is honestly, this is a me problem. I have 100 slots and I used almost all of them, so that's I feel like that's more a reflection of my behavior than anything on Nintendo's part. They gave us more slots and then I filled them, so who am I to complain at this point? As you can see, we have placed the recorder in the bottom right-hand corner of the room to sort of act as like, oh, they're recording what's going on in this room, like in a paranormal investigation. But it's also playing KK Dirt, which is very helpful for the atmosphere of the room, the vibes. And then we're figuring out what to put in the top left-hand corner. I was experimenting with using fossils as bones and not the bones object as bones. There goes the Shinji chair. Shinji chair has been added. We also had that candelabra as well. I don't remember. Oh, well, that answer was my question. We don't keep it. The candelabra did not stay. I tried using it downstairs too, but it was just too big and it didn't come in the brown color that all of the other candles came in. So I just stuck with the typical candles. Here we go, shining things. What did I shine upstairs with? I didn't shine anything upstairs. I think the flooring really speaks for itself in the upstairs. But the downstairs, we added a ton of steam, we added a ton of butterflies, we added a little bit of magic to some of the objects. That was a lot of fun. Always remember to shine your stuff, besties. The shine tool is your friend. It can make your builds a lot more fun, and you can use custom designs to shine things. I saw a lot of really cool custom shines in the build tours that I did this weekend. A lot of ghosts, a lot of ghouls, a lot of bugs, a lot of other cool, fun custom designs used as shining designs. If that makes sense. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, we're going around, shine things up. We changed the lighting earlier. I think I may have adjusted it, but I don't remember. It doesn't matter though, because the purple lighting stays and I think it looks really, really cool. I hope Rodeo enjoys it. I think he enjoys it. I enjoy it immensely. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. That really helps me out and lets YouTube know people enjoy the videos. And oh, we came outside. I think there was a gyroid out here. I left the gyroid that's like down by the gate. He's like the guard of the castle. I'm 99% sure that he stays. And I had a couple of gyroids that were like on the watchtowers who were like watching over the castle as guards. And then I replaced them with these mirrors, I think. The throwback gothic mirror. I've seen other people use those to like add to the castle turrets and sort of make them have more like ornamentation on them. And so I'm pretty sure that those stayed. And then I kept the gyroid. Yeah, I kept the gyroid who's down there. I have candles everywhere. Very spooky scary. We have our dragon. And I think we're coming up on the end of the build soon. I have been absolutely loving doing these Happy Home Paradise live streams so much these past couple of weeks. I love being festive and seasonal and hanging out with all of you. And I especially love just building something different than what I'm normally building and using objects that I don't normally use and villagers that I don't normally talk to. Like, I forgot how much fun Happy Home Paradise can be because I haven't played it in so long. Ooh, here we're going back inside to add the Shinji chair. We're adding the chair to the middle of the circle. Very important. This is the most important part of the build. But here we are at the end with Rodeo, and he is so excited about the build, and I hope that you all enjoyed it as well. Here we are at the end. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, if you liked this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment letting me know. It really helps me out. If you really liked this video, you can subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time that I post or go live. I post Animal Crossing content here twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And today, if you're watching this the day that it goes up, I'll be going live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, playing more Happy Home Paradise and doing more spooky scary builds. So make sure to check that out. Make sure to also check out my Instagram and my Discord, link in the description, and have a spooky scary day and don't end up in a gyroid summoning circle, but do end up at my stream today. And if I don't see you at the stream today, then I'll see you all again on Saturday. Bye, besties.